Thanks for tuning in.
Hello! We made it! We made it! We made it! Not quite late, almost late, not really late at all.
Oh, we're on time this time. Okay. Been that kind of a day, week, month, year, whatever.
How's that heat? Foderay!
Hey,
how you doing, buddy?
How you doing?
Say hello to our good buddy Milton Bradley.
Milton Bradley. Milton Bradley. What?
Midnight Banshee, of course. Hi, Remy Moore. How would you like your sidewalk eggs done? Over easy but hot to go. Sweat dripping down, we got flop sweat too. Stop a while and have your sidewalk egg. So, yet again, another week, we have done nothing at all. And I'm actually not very happy. I'm depressed. My wife is depressed. Tell them how depressed you are.
I'm not depressed, I'm frustrated.
Frustrated and mad, that's the word, not depressed, frustrated and mad.
And what's the word?
Flabluxed.
That sounds good. I'll take that one. Use that, yeah. Flabluxed.
We, next week on Monday, starting Monday to the...
You mean tomorrow? Oh, yes, tomorrow, right.
Monday, yeah.
Okay, right. Well, it makes it... Well, the way you're talking, it sounds like it's
Zoe Langford! Hello!
Hi. You sound like it's sometime in the distant future. It's tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. But the time sense is all screwed up.
Oh.
And we just got this rude notice on our windshield that they're closing the tenant parking here starting tomorrow until the 29th. And we have to make alternative arrangements. And that was really, when I said rude, I meant rude. It says like, get out, pretty much. And that's in stark contrast to the initial notice that they gave us like on the 23rd, which was saying that, the parking garage will be like under construction. We've got to fix the leaking and seeping of rusty water or whatever. And it'll be under construction for 2 months, but we're going to do our best to accommodate everybody and move them around. Maybe we'll close off the parking garage in stages and you can park over there while we work over there, and we'll get in touch with you and accommodate you. Then on Friday, we get a notice saying, the parking garage is going to be closed. We're going to reimburse you. If you don't move your car, well, that's not our responsibility. And then we got a piece of paper on under our windshield that's like, get out.
Yeah, in effect,
and then stark contrast to the initial... which was very nice, accommodating, respectful, and then it's like,
get out.
So it's like, needless to say, that put us right off our food, and I've been just like, I get fixated, I get anxious, and I can't, and I'm scared, right? Because we have to seek parking outside in one of the lots, and I guess nowadays, I didn't know this, but all parking is to be paid for by app. So I've got 3 apps downloaded, and I was reading the Google Play thing for these apps, and they're all like, they took my money and fucked off.
Oh, great!
And I was like, what?
Oh, that breeds confidence.
Yeah, really. And it's or you get a ticket, and then they'll only reimburse you $50. Patsy Houlihan is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube's friendliest puppet, Yahoo! Another hot Sunday with nothing better to do. Thank you for that vote of confidence, sir.
Yes.
And on that note, confetti for everybody. Take it and love it. How would you like your sidewalk eggs? Would you like them over easy? Would you like them fried? Would you like them scrambled with a piece of pie? I don't know. Get your sidewalk egg right now.
Let's have some pie. What kind of pie?
Sidewalk egg pie.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
Not sidewalk egg pie.
Sidewalk egg pie. So I got
I want apple pie or something.
So we got one comment on last week's show.
Oh, and it's a doozy.
I actually love that. It was like funny as hell.
Yeah.
And I think what I'll do is I'll just show it to everybody, because that's just, that's because it'll spend more time and then the show will be over sooner.
That's
nice. Sad, eh? You got nothing to do and I'm trying to figure out how to...
Whoops. Sorry. I had him off screen. That wasn't good.
No, you gotta do it like you mean it.
I meant it. My words. Well, no. Well, I don't have the energy.
Try again.
I don't have the energy for that. That level of frustration. It's like, really?
Sorry. Really? You know when the
I'm sorry.
you're pretty good at it when the camera's not running, dear.
I am not.
You are so frustrato. And the girl, hi. Well, I guess I'm the lucky one not having a car to park. Well, this is what breeds the terror. Eh? We've never had a car. I've had this car for 6 months, and I'm loving the hell out of it. But now, it's like makes me paranoid about. I mean, that's why we paid for protected parking. I wouldn't have, it would have been a double difficult question to answer if we didn't have access to tenant parking at a decent rate. Like downtown here, like in all major cities now, parking is like hard. And in Ottawa, we're in the middle of, they're finishing off it's called light rail transportation. So that's just finishing up. So there's more cars on the road than you can shake a, I don't know, fried sidewalk egg at. And and it's just nuts trying to get parking downtown. And then the reimbursement rate is like paltry compared to
$15. Give me a break.
It's probably the amount of effort that I've had to expend to try and find it. I still haven't found it. Still haven't put my credentials in these apps, like apps now to get a parking spot. Like, come on, gee whiz, and 3 different ones with all like really low ratings on Google Play.
Great.
So
we're gonna do that.
So that's on top of the other headache. The people. Should I say that?
Oh, what?
About the crazy.
If you keep it very
nondescript.
Yes.
Well, anyway, Shelley and I came to the decision that when we were doing the negotiation for Margaret's home, or Shelley's mother's home, to sell, that we wanted to protect ourselves and the buyers and everything else as much as possible. So what we ask people to do is to do business through the lawyer as a disinterested third party. That's our lawyer, right? And it doesn't belong to they work for us,
right?
So anybody that is making an offer has to have that understanding that they're there to protect our interests, or Margaret's or Shelley's interests, specifically.
Mom's interests in particular.
And so we're getting, and that's why we don't want any, do any talking or discussion, because things get twisted and then you're in a big mess.
Yeah.
So this one of the buyers of this people that are making this offer are really just sending me specifically, because I'm the one they have the email address for, like just sort of just out of left field kind of emails, and it generates anxiety, nervousness, fear. For how this is going to work out, because this is the bulk of their estate, so we can't have anything happen. And so that coupled now with the parking thing, and it's like
joy or bliss. It just keeps getting better,
yeah,
all the time.
What was I gonna show?
The comment.
Yeah, comment. Now let me just.
Right.
I thought that was funny, so I'll just do that. Show that.
Yeah, well, that conversation thing you're talking about, it's got a real what the. Friday.
Yeah, anyway, so we forwarded to the lawyer, and I mean, they have until the day we negotiated, or the day we, which is
the closing date.
The closing date, and they can't.
Well, either
unless they want to pony up another 30,000-40,000, then fine, we can extend it. But other than that, no.
I'm not even sure I want to do that.
I'm not even sure. That's not even up to me to decide, So. Anyway, it's just so weird. I mean, it's the heat, eh? I think, actually, talking about the heat, I was coming home from watching, went to the farm, because my mother, we're sort of guarding it there a little bit, and that was just, this was playing.
Okay.
So I'm just going to drop it over.
Oh, sorry, I didn't understand. I thought, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I'm hearing your voice in here.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it somewhere else.
I'm just going to flip that over to the website thing. Our website thing. Yeah, okay, so translation, there we go. So here, let me blow that up. Whoops, shit, it blows everything up.
Great.
I don't want that. Anyway, it says, this guy, Chris Sherritt, said, this is from last week's show, Que Sera, Sera, whatever it will be, Heads in Space. And he says, it's like YouTube on acid over here. Ha ha ha. And I went, Yeah, a little bit, a little bit like acid over there.
Oh, he liked that, in other words.
Yeah, so I thought that. Hey, Morgan City, just came on. SFT Mainline, hi. You're early today. Welcome to the show.
SFG.
Phew. So there was that. Yeah. So this is our friend Panic Pete. Hello, Panic Pete. Hello. Hello. That guy left the same content on your channel. He's one of those, eh?
Oh, what, he says that about everybody's
Yeah,
channel?
it's like a comment spammer. There's like people that do that, and they just go to channels and they comment. And...
Well, it could come up with something worse. That's not bad.
Well, that's not bad, yeah.
Oh,
and Remy
channel?
Moore's is a little bit like on acid too, I think. Eh,
Oh, yeah. Well, yes, I think somewhat.
Oh, excuse me, I burped. Blackbird pie. Another hot song. Oh yeah, blackbird pie. That's in the in reference to when we were talking about the pies.
Oh, blackbird pie. I've never tried that.
Yeah, yep. Only SMT only 10 minutes late this time. Yeah, well that's good. Thanks for joining us. Well, in his defense, our channels are trippy. Yeah, this is I think a lot of my stuff has got a little bit of left fieldedly oddness to it, you know. I think, and I try to do that on purpose. Like if you look at it this way or that way, there's kind of a bit of a humorous thing.
Oh, come on, you admit it. You can't help it.
Well, yeah,
you're just odd by nature.
Well, that's what makes it interesting and fun for me. That's why I started YouTube in the first place.
Because you're odd.
No,
you're oddly interesting.
To share that. I think it's funny, you know. It's like I think I try hard to amuse people and that sort of thing. And but. And what's the word? Not.
I think you got to. Oh, okay.
I'm waiting.
Oh, sorry.
See, I prepare it there, and then it's a surprise.
Oh, surprise! Sorry.
Yeah, lady, it's a surprise.
Well, I don't know what.
Stop fighting!
Hey,
Stop fighting!
Yeah. Here.
No, we're pacifists in space. Come on, man. This is all love and peace and joy. La la la.
Oh yeah, all right.
Yeah, SMT said, did you guys enjoy the 40? Yeah, I was going to talk about the weather, the 40-degree heat that we had here.
I know what you're talking
and
about.
That's just for our American friends. That's like, I think is that over 100 now? Is it?
I think so.
I think it is because 34 is 93 or something like that.
Oh geez.
Yeah,
no, it's it's in the 100-degree range.
It's in that range. So this is east, and it's all over the East Coast. Like they cancel all these events in the States, and
yeah, I heard about that.
And I mean, and I think, but thankfully they're, and actually I didn't know this, but air conditioning is a lot less common down there or something.
In the States, really?
Yeah, it was some article I read. Maybe it's just to do with.
I know Europe doesn't have
poor people, you know, because those are the ones that elderly and poor that broke. Because they had like over 100 people that died in Chicago last year, I think it was, wasn't it? In the heat.
Oh.
And of course, there've been a few. It's scorching hot, yeah. And there've been a few people have died, but not like it did the year before.
So far.
And this is crazy. And they're calling it like a heat dome here locally in Ottawa. They called it a heat dome. It's where the heat just sort of sits. And it doesn't move, and there's the humidity just sort of, and call it a heat dome. So, and that sort of brings me to the title of this week's show, which was Aerogel Dome on Mars. And if you don't know, aerogel is a super ultralight material, which is basically air. I think and transparent as well, but it has tremendous heat radiating properties. And yeah, so like if it's a dome, then any heat coming up to it will radiate back down. So this is why they were saying that possibly this material, might make terraforming or living on Mars viable. Of course, the expense is incontemplatable.
Oh yeah.
There's unless they get that asteroid, which is made of like pure platinum, which they were talking about trillions and trillions of pounds or tons of gold and precious metals, stuff like that, which of course would make it all valueless in the end. So and then there was another thing, another kind. I'm not sure what the plan was to save Antarctic ice.
Oh,
I just read the headline. I thought, well, there you go. They're saying, oh, it'll cost lots of money. Lots and lots of money.
Well, there is lots and lots of money, but it's in fewer and fewer hands. But you know,
which is what
you get them to control them to spend it on that.
The extent of our usual discussion about.
Oh yeah, well, let's not go there.
Why everything's turning to shit around us, up to and including the fact that our landlords, they put out this nice, respectful missive for public consumption, and then when it comes to the fact, get out. Get out.
Yep.
What the fuck? Excuse my French. I mean, my language.
Seriously. Well, it's just...
That kind of feat would turn me into a giant grease puddle and set me on fire. Perfect
Ow.
to cook some eggs on. Perfect to cook some eggs on. And then I need those finger things, those finger tambourines. I gotta get some of those now.
Oh, that'd be good.
I gotta get the finger tambourines. Some eggs on.
Ching, 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 ching.
Hare Krishna, ching, 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 ching.
Right.
It's not getting to me. No, I'm perfectly sane.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ugh.
So that's 40 degrees. That's insane.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah, and we felt it. I mean, we have air conditioning in the car, so we're driving around. I love this weather. And
Right.
Stop. It's so nice out. Stop the car. Get out.
You just sort of go, ugh. You wilt instantly. Oh, well. I feel for anybody who doesn't have...
Sorry, you were saying?
Well, just saying I feel
My
for
dear?
anybody who doesn't have air conditioning or... Well, I mean, some houses maintain the cool, like my parents' farmhouse does.
Yeah, the walls are 3 feet thick.
They don't have.
We got
air
out of the car. We
conditioning.
went
need it.
we check on the farm. That's what we're doing every day, pretty much.
Yeah.
And we went out there, and the air conditioning the car. La 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 la. Step out. Then open the back door of the farm. It's like, whoa, it's cool in here.
I know,
And
it's amazing.
It's like the back room. There's like the one wall is got trees protecting it so it doesn't get direct sun, and then 3 foot thick rock and rubble walls around, and it's amazing. Even though they had to, like last year, they had to get an air conditioner for 1 month because in like late August, I think it was. It just it just got bad. So they just.
Well, I think it built up over the summer. That's the thing.
Yeah, without any relief, day after day after day, and that's what killed you. It's not not the one day. It's the week where you can't get any relief from the heat, and then.
Well, something psychological about it as well as physical. I mean, you just feel like you can't get away from it, or it's just crushing. It's oppressive.
It is. When we first moved in here, we didn't have an air conditioner. That was like our first summer.
I remember that.
Oh,
Never
it
forget
was
it.
unreal. And it just.
It was brutal.
Yeah, and we with the first opportunity we could get one. That's what we did. Like, made sure the next summer we had an air conditioner for sure. And right now it's turned off because I don't want, the.
Are you mad? I mean, really?
I don't want the sound. I don't want it to, cripple the sound audio here. So after the hour, we'll be dripping sweat as it goes on. Like, it'll get shinier and shinier, and then just is it over yet? Let's go.
After the hour, I'm already like that.
So actually, I'd like your opinion. I've sort of. Sorry, you said.
Oh, I just said, what do you mean after an hour? It's
10
already
minutes,
like
yeah,
that.
I know. I was going to ask you, actually, let me see. SM2 Mainline says, hotels, don't turn the AC too low or use too many towels to help save the environment. Also, hotels, giant lobbies look like Disneyland with fountains and heated pools. Yeah.
It's true.
Well, actually, that begs the question. It's like a lot of this green messaging is geared at the average consumer, of which there are really, in the grand scheme of things, not super a lot. But the blame is given to us, and the fix is given to us. Whereas you still see clamshell goddamn plastic packaging, right?
Yes, endless.
And their solution is to stop plastic shopping bags,
Big whoop.
and plastic straws. Which okay, fine, but.
Well, you gotta do
what
more
about,
than that.
as I said, the clamshell packaging and all this
Yes.
other crap that you see that the big corporations
Well, they
generate?
don't go after the big corporations. They're the one.
They write the laws.
Well,
Regulatory capture, oligarchy, capitalism.
Yes,
Come
okay,
on, it's the
okay.
truth.
I
I'm
know
not
it
yelling
is.
at you. It's like in the general
know
fact
what?
that we don't seem to get into our heads.
Well, yeah, but the thing is,
Get out!
Well, go after them. Don't go after the consumer. It's not our fault.
And they disrupt us.
Plastic, is it?
Well, yeah, exactly. And they disrupt us from organizing and demanding, that they live up to what they're saying that we should live up to.
Well, it's all the disinformation and misinformation in the news media and so on. That's what's...
Well, yeah.
Because otherwise, people could get together and talk about things, but no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, instead, what passes for public fora.
Fora?
All right, that's
Are you making fun of people? You're making fun of people with glasses. That's what you're doing. Four eyes. I'll give you 4 eyes. 4 eyes. 4 eyes, indeed.
It's we're limited to what? Posting selfies and shooting pictures of our food or dining out experiences. Anyway, Linda says the condo we were in before upstairs was an oven in the summer, then got frost on the baseboards in winter.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
that's scary.
Yeah, and I think even our construction, what's the word? Not regulations, but what's the other word?
Codes.
Codes, yeah. They're not. I mean, there's still too much. They're not stringent enough. The insulation isn't good enough, and a lot of stuff. It's like, so I don't know.
Excuse me.
Well, we didn't come here to get depressed. Now start laughing, assholes. All right. You talked me into it.
I do your Woody Allen thing.
Woody.
Yeah, come on.
Back in May, this is SMT Mainline. Back in May, I visited a dead 1.5 million square foot mall in Cincinnati. There's only 4 out of 200 stores left, so they don't use the AC. It was hot in the spring. I feel bad for people that work there now. Wow.
Oh, that
Everyday Journey. Hello, sir. Hello,
hi.
Sir. Were you at I think you were. Were you in our show? Yeah, you were. You briefly, because I see that you have the blue wrench thing now. Yeah. I lived in a mobile home once with no AC in Tennessee. Something almost killed me.
Oh, I believe it.
Jeez. And it's like, we're I guess here we're rich, I mean, relatively speaking, we have access to air conditioning and that sort of thing. And oh my God, I mean, I think that's like one of the greatest inventions in the world. Actually, that's another headline that I read recently. Air conditioning is one of the greatest inventions ever because it allows skyscrapers and what was the other thing? There was another thing it allowed, but skyscrapers, exactly. Without air conditioning, it'd be intolerable.
Oh, yeah, I would think
forced air, heat and forced air conditioning.
Talk about sick building syndrome. There you go.
Oh, my Lord. That's
mildew and goodness knows what else.
Well, that's another issue. That again comes back to the cheapening of the building codes and that sort of thing, Right. So, yeah, but I agree. I mean, I think air conditioning is pretty much like essential, and it's the next thing to be attacked now.
Yes, of course.
It's not green, buddy. You're gonna have to figure out how to live with the heat. It's the heat's not that kills you. It's the sitting around in it that does.
Yeah, well, of course, it's the people that have air conditioning telling you can't have air conditioning.
Funny how that works, eh?
Yes, strange that. Mm-hmm.
I bet so. Everyday Journey. I live in South Carolina. I wouldn't dare try it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what time it is? It's time for cats, man. Hello, cats!
Oh, it's cats.
Cool us off with your spacesuit, cats. Do.
Yes, and the coolness of space.
You too, Boulder Acid, baby.
Oh, hey, that's pretty good.
Can you remind me to get those finger tambourine things if I forget?
Okay, where do you get those?
I think, Amazon. Where else? You get everything on Amazon. That's why there's no more That's why there's 4 out of 200 stores left in that mall that SMT went to.
Right.
Because Amazon is going to kill it all.
Probably.
And actually, the faster the better.
Time.
We're looking at it's almost like a post-capitalistic society now.
It
and
is?
There is a book called Capital.
Oh, right? Thomas Piketty.
Thomas Piketty, isn't it?
Piketty. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. He's French. He's from France.
Anyway, this was Marx's Capital. Piketty? Das Kapital was written, around the turn of the century, and this is a revisiting of it and how how it works in modern times, and it's very fascinating. I haven't read it. I haven't started reading it, but it's there's elements. But one of the things that it talks about is how how this change is happening with retail and capital is functionally different, and there needs to be some sort of a sea change. Where what do we really want our society to be sort of run by advertising? And here I am speaking on a platform where they pay me. Sorry.
Okay.
They pay me in advertising dollars.
You're right. It is pretty laughable.
Let's say, invested $15,000 or more in my equipment there, and I'm making $30 a month. if that. So actually, my current AdSense account total is about $90. So next month I shall get a payout. So. The mall I was talking about, ironically, is trying to get Amazon to take over part of it. Yeah, and that's interesting too. They're moving into, they bought Whole Foods.
Oh, they did?
They did, yeah. And they're opening some pop-up stores or some sort of, so people can actually touch and feel the stuff they're buying before they buy.
That's bizarre. So they're going back to bricks and mortar. That's
exactly.
Bizarre.
It's so really weird.
They were so into not bricks and mortar. Now they're going into bricks and mortar. Makes me
Actually, I missed that other point there. SMT was just said fake environment. No, it's okay.
Well, I didn't mean to.
No, I just saw it as you were finishing your comment. Let's see. Fake environmentalists. They'll get mad if I use a straw while they take a long road trip in their massive SUV.
Right. True enough.
It's true enough. I mean, they tell us here in our building that they're going green. But it's what the reality is for them to drop their costs. They're not really green. They all drive cars.
Yes, they do.
They all have children.
They do.
And here, the poverty-stricken, we're expected to, lower our carbon footprint. And here's a report. They actually have a program where people can sign up, and then they tell us in the office everything they do, so then they get a report card on how green and how they can fix their carbon footprint. Boggles my mind. Linda says,
laughable.
What are your thoughts on that Plastic Man proposal? What things can or should be banned or replaced, and which can or can't or shouldn't be? Well, that's a good question. Good couple of questions. 2-part question, 3-part question. But I think the answer would probably take a little longer and require some thought before espousing or expositing on the subject. I think they're talking about single-use plastics, that's like plastic bags, and I think that should be a non-starter, frankly, because the garbage bags, that's what I call them. They're not shopping bags. They're garbage bags, because we come home with a load of shopping.
Well, that's what.
And then you use it as a garbage bag. So it's not really single-use. It's a multi-use thing. Yeah. So
that's
right then and there.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up.
One moment. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Nine Scatudio's in the house.
Nine Scatudio.
Say hello to your dads, everybody. Nine Scatudio. Nine Scatudio. Nine Scatudio. Wait.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
It's the sign of trust. That's what Paul said the other day. Oh. Yes, it's the sign of trust.
I hope you're feeling better. Everyday Journey says, I like the idea of replacing plastics with green plastics that decompose after a very short time. And the plastic shopping bags, that I absolutely agree with. And the one thing is those clamshell plastic packaging, that should be eradicated completely.
What is clamshell?
It is designed to stop shoplifters. That's all it is.
That's it?
That's it.
It
makes it convenient to hang and display
all that stuff
while it's unwieldy and sized differently, so you can't stick it easily in your pocket and walk out the store.
Oh, right.
That's all it is.
You can't even fold it up.
So it's larger than the item generally. They make it hard to open, so you can't open it in the store surreptitiously.
Jeez.
And walk out. You know what they should do is go back to the future and dispense with all this packaging, hire a counterman.
Oh, they'd have to pay somebody.
And then have all these products that are currently in clamshell packaging behind a counter. And if you want to see it, get the man behind the counter to hand it to you so you can look at it. If you want to buy it, he's right there to make the sale.
Yeah.
Clamshell packaging is a curse.
An abomination.
Abomination, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, I agree with you.
clamshell packaging.
I
Clamshell packaging.
didn't know it was called that, actually.
That's what it's called
That's
because it
a little
looks because they
funny
use
on
it
that.
like the clamshell.
Oh, okay.
And nobody likes it too. Why do we have to have it?
Because of some
Because
corporate
A, it makes it
idiot's
cheaper
idea.
for the company. It's less what's the word? Not loss, but shrinkage for companies. So they just love it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay.
like Walmart does if you want to look at a pellet gun.
Oh.
So
yeah.
if you want to look at they have it behind the counter.
Oh, right.
And they used to do that with everything. You went to a department store. Every department had a specific person behind the counter. Want to see some gloves? Oh, here's some gloves. Like this pair, like that pair.
Well, especially for things
But
that
now
are particularly vulnerable to theft,
yeah,
then
thievery.
sure. That makes
exactly.
sense.
I mean, they
That
still
makes
keep,
sense.
like in our store down the street, they keep razor blades, refills behind the counter. You have to ask for them.
Oh,
But they're still in clamshell packaging behind the goddamn counter. Fuck.
That's a little bit of... It's a bit much, isn't it? I mean, if they gotta get them from behind the counter, why do you need the clamshell
On
stuff?
Prime Day, Amazon Prime Day. Oh,
nothing.
sorry.
No, sorry.
It's good.
No, it's
Here,
okay.
Here, baby.
Yep.
Wait, we gotta.
I think you did it for me. Thank you.
Oh, right.
Actually, I think I could use some more of that space coffee.
Oh,
if you don't
okay,
mind.
all
If
right.
you'd be so kind.
Yeah. It takes 30 minutes to open unless you use a scalpel. Chicken shears, my friend.
I thought you were going to say
shears.
chicken something else there. Okay, chicken
That's a
shears.
nice job on clamshell packaging. And another thing is I did a video on the Easy Does It can opener.
All right.
That can opener does this wonderful job on
excellent.
clamshell packaging, by the way.
Oh, it does.
It does, apparently. I just found that out. I
You
didn't
can
actually...
use it on clamshell packaging?
Hey, reviewing, playing, and more. Welcome.
Hi.
Hey, guess what, buddy? Don't give up your day job.
Touche.
Touche. Let me see. Glitch. Let's move to the glitch.
Yeah. So you can use the can opener on clamshell packaging?
Yeah.
I never would have thought of that.
I never would never occur to me. But
Where'd you learn that? That's
I
an
was in a
interesting
headline
idea.
thing there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll remember
And
that.
yeah, Linda just said actually brought up a thing says there are paper straws to replace plastic, and some restaurants aren't automatically putting them in drinks now. Anyway, to be honest, I don't know why so many did. And I've got reusable shopping bags. Okay, reusable shopping bags, fine if that's what you prefer.
we've
No
got a few of
problem.
those.
The plastic straw, the paper straws, they're ridiculous. They are ridiculous. They melt. They're
soggy.
useless. And actually, we
don't work
bought
after a while.
stainless steel drinking straws.
Yeah.
And I haven't used them yet because I tried it once, and they're don't forget yourself and bite down on it
Ow.
because your teeth will not be happy.
No, they won't
And B,
be
somebody punctured the back of their throat with one of these.
Huh?
I think they got hit in the back of the head when they were using and then, boom, on a
for goodness sake.
steel drinking. It's a weapon.
Oh, it's a weapon
It pretty
now.
much is a weapon.
Oh,
They
for
could
the
stab somebody's heart in with a steel drinking straw.
It's a wonder if you're allowed to go into school, like public school, with a rock collection or something. Because
they're
that's a
weapons.
weapon, right? It has been from
Anything can
Stone
be
Age
weaponized.
times.
Even words and
Yes.
looks. Look at that. I'm a weaponized look.
Weaponized look. What I've heard of if looks could kill.
Which reminds me, SMT. I mean, reviewing, playing, and more. And everybody else.
RPM.
More confetti. It's the only thing that makes my day and my week. Is that confetti? Sorry.
You know what makes my day and my week? Coffee.
Oh, coffee. I'm
Space coffee.
Oh, I forgot. Please. We're getting on a roll here. It's that YouTube on acid.
Right,
Does
right.
it. Woo. There we go. Space coffee for you, my dear.
Oh, thank you so much.
And a bit more
You're
space
most
coffee for
kind.
me. I'm back. Let me see. I'm guessing that would mean they would have to pay someone to man the counter. Yeah, exactly. And they don't want to do that. Everything be kiosk enabled.
Excuse me.
Well, I think the counter person thing is a great. I think they should bring that back, frankly.
Yeah,
And I think you want to know what they will.
they will.
It won't be a human though. It'll be a robot.
Of course.
We're all losing our jobs to robots.
Of course.
You know that.
Oh yeah, you told me about they're devising hands So that hands.
That was the big.
Did you
That's the
mention
big
this the last
hurdle.
time or not?
There's a company in, I think, a robotic company in Germany, someplace like that, which is developing or has a prototype of a hand-like robotic hand.
Ooh.
Which means it
We're
is
done.
more like this is there's so many fine muscles and fine control and sensors in the human hand. It makes certain tasks impossible to automate. But once you have that robotic hand, it starts.
Oh.
It starts.
Well, once they get that going, it sounds like we're done.
Yeah, soon. Maybe robots will save the bay. Yeah, actually, that's right. They invested in this big warehouse. The robotic warehouse thing. It's like they made this warehouse, and then they sort of like flat robot. I actually saw a little video on that. Flat robots that ride around on rails to these different bins.
Oh, okay.
And then back to the box and stuff. So I wonder, it may.
Interesting.
Man, I've hit myself on the roof of the mouth just driving. Can't imagine having a steel straw that doesn't bend doing that. Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
And I bought these. And I thought, oh, good idea. I used it once, and now it sits there in the kitchen. And it's like I don't want to use it.
I don't think I've ever used them. Well, I mean, I know I haven't. I don't know, it just
Photo
doesn't
Ray, our
appeal.
hand robot that uses feel to guess your weight.
Oh, great. Oh, that's scary. Oh. Yes, let's see.
I had
400 pounds. No, that's not
I
quite.
heard Nine says a place I go, they have new straws that work great. I think they're paper type of some sort. Yeah, I tried those paper ones and they melted because if you don't drink it fast enough, the damn straw starts to delaminate or whatever
Delaminate, that's probably more accurate.
I remember Ashen's doing a review on a product a few years back made to open clamshell package. Guess what they packed it in? A clamshell package.
Oh, jeez, really?
Must have been, yeah.
That's great.
Let's see. Yeah, Nine says I hardly ever use drink anything that requires straws. I do not like ice in my drinks, so usually take the lid off anyways and just drink. Yeah. Linda, I wouldn't be sorry to see that hard plastic armor packaging go. I wonder how many people wind up in emergency after manning themselves trying to open the packages.
I wonder.
I've cut my fingers.
Are quite sharp.
Yeah. It's like you're trying to get at this thing, so you're just like maddening.
Yep.
I punctured the top of my mouth with a candy whistle. I remember
a candy whistle.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's hard. That's like boiled candy, you know.
Oh, okay. I don't.
Yeah, you have to
that.
be careful. Like, jeez, where would you shove the metal that guesses your weight? Ouchie.
Hey, I know.
Yeah.
We can use our kazoos as straws. We put a plug in here, or not, like a cork in there, and then.
Just close the hole with your finger.
Oh, well, yeah, but
That's
then your finger
that's
gets
what they
all
do with bongs.
sticky.
Not that I would know.
Silly idea.
Yeah, silly idea. Actually, yeah. Let's change the subject a little bit here. Can you pass me that box on the behind the printer there, the styrofoam box?
I don't know, can I?
Would you please, my darling?
Oh, that box.
Yeah, that box.
That box. Do you want the book on top of the box?
No, not the book on top.
Not the book on top.
They have military robots that run, jump, shoot, grab things. I can remember the prototype model, but it's easy to find. Oh, I can't remember, probably.
Crash,
yeah. What is it? U.S. Robotics? Is it? No. What's it?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Texas Instruments.
No, Dynamics. Dynamic Robotics. Something. Well, Google you had it briefly.
I don't think I know.
Boston Dynamics, I think that's the company.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
And they sold it, and they have like a pretty realistic robot now. They're the ones that had the robot that looked like a dog or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And well, I'm just like the potentialities are flooding into my mind about the fear and wonder about what our next wars are going to be like. Military, like military robots. Just say no more. It's like a robot, like an inanimate device decides whether you're an enemy or not.
Great. Well, the thing that scares me is it's
we're at the end of an age, my friends. The end of an age.
If the enemy isn't using robots and so on, I really feel bad for them, because that means there's going to be a lot of human carnage on that side, and that's horrible. Like, okay. Well, I don't know.
I just didn't hear you. Sorry.
No, I was just saying. Well, I mean, say if both sides don't have robot warriors, I feel bad for the side that doesn't have them, because that's just horrible. It's like putting people in the slaughterhouse.
Well, exactly.
That's awful.
This is why
unthinkable.
it's sort of fascinating subject. I like war as a
Well, I find it interesting
as a subject, because it's I mean, it's central to human civilization, and always has been.
It is.
And in
It's
one
amazing
form or
how many
another.
wars there have been throughout history.
But war is there's a different. Yeah, the soldier assist exoskeleton.
Oh, right.
Exactly, everyday journey. It's a fascinating technology, and as a matter of fact, that's great for the domestic market. This isn't this is the conundrum.
Great for people.
Human
Quadriplegia or something.
what's the word? Human advancement or technological advancement is usually at the behest of our military demands.
It's true.
So
It trickles down
the
from
soldier
men.
assist exoskeleton that comes back to spinal injury and and everyday journey as a military vet here, it would have been a great help. I believe it absolutely. And the modern warrior, I mean, they always say it's going to be a better war. It never is. It never is, because
War is never better. It's
no,
never
because
good.
it never
Never.
like survivability, and if you have a technological
just gets
advantage
uglier.
over your adversaries, then
That's
your
possible.
survivability is increased. Yes, of course, and the ability, as your comment about the exoskeleton that allows you to carry more material into the front line and be more mobile, certainly, and so that also will assist. But stepping back from that, this is why countries like Iran and actually Russia to a certain extent too, they're not doing, or they're not promulgating a stand or toe-to-toe type warfare anymore. It's all asymmetrical, and that's the key word to the future of war. And it's, as we've discovered in Iraq, in Afghanistan, that even Syria, there's this asymmetrical strategies that are now being sort of formulated and codified and moved forward, and that the realm of warfare is becoming more holistic. So it's not only just on the battlefield; it's the industrial capacity to disrupt your adversary's industrial capacity. It's propaganda to shatter the morale of your combatants, domestic populations, that sort of thing. It's absolutely staggering what's happening, and it goes part and parcel with the staggering advances in our general technological capabilities. I mean, we're having quantum computers, for God's sakes. Wow. So, and speaking of technological advances, I have here, this is a Jiyun gimbal for a smartphone, and I got this just shortly before Amazon Prime Day, and this $129 Canadian. I could not believe it, and I just said, "There's no way I can say no to that," since I have like this super duper what?
No, just saying it's a great deal.
Yeah, so
It's a nice piece
it's
of
amazing.
equipment.
Like I haven't had time to play with it really. I set it up so it can work, but I mean, it's a really cool thing. I mean, in terms of you've got these gyros and stuff, and it's just fascinating. What our modern technology is. I'm stunned. So anyway, I got that. Whoops, there. So yeah, in some way or another, that's going to play a part in some future production. But yeah, but for $129, I mean, this was stuff that was like $400, $500
Yeah, it was
a couple of years ago,
unattainable.
and
pretty much.
that's what's happening now. All this high technology is becoming cheaper and cheaper, which is one of the reasons why we're in this weird economic state now, where we have nearly full employment, but inflation isn't running crazy because we have all these the technology is becoming cheaper and cheaper. So there's the upward inflationary pressure isn't as prevalent, and people are investing or purchasing more and more. What do I call it? Ephemeral kind of goods. Like they're instead of buying discs, they're doing Netflix. So there's no shipping or packaging or manufacturing involved in any of that. So it's actually making a lot of people in a lot of different places like very curious as to what's going to happen, because by rights we should be in some sort of weird depression or recession or something, or something's around the corner, and it's like,
It always feels
what's
that
going
way.
on?
Yeah, you sort of keep expecting something like that. Well, especially around the time of the big bank crash there.
That was 2008, but that was like almost.
But it didn't really turn into this, or at least they're keeping it well hidden.
Yeah, and we have
I don't know what's going on there.
the free money flooding the world economies, and but now it's all going crazy because Trump is like with the
trade wars.
The trade war is happening. This thing with Iran, and
oh yes,
and I'm nervous, quite frankly.
yeah.
I'm just gonna unplug the phone and just yelling at me because the battery's reached its thing.
Oh, that's what that is. I could hear that. I keep forgetting it does that. Oh yeah, can always thank Trump for creating greater instability in the world.
There we go. It's at 85%, which is where I like to fill it. I this app I got for the phone. It says what is it called? AccuBattery. So
that's
one of the things they do is it says that these lithium batteries, they like to be filled from 20% to 80%, and not below or above that generally, to extend the life as long as possible. Inflation is also being slowed by the stock market. It's absorbing all the money being created, and interestingly enough, the stock market, it's kind of quirky now too, because you're like the stock market in a way is being buoyed by stock buybacks. So this free market economy is getting slowly more and more private as time goes on.
Ooh, that's scary.
Think about that. Our reviewing, playing, and more is back from his day job. Says Space Force. Absolutely, Space Force.
Space Force. Space Force, eh?
Oh, we do have something possible with the elections coming here in Canada. Absolutely. It makes me nervous as hell as well. I mean,
yes.
she didn't say as well. Nervous as hell, I did. But yeah, and here in Ontario, we got Doug Ford coming in. I just don't want the Conservatives in the fence. I'm sorry. I don't like them. They scare the hell out of me because they're going to...
Oh, well, ever since the Harper government, never again, should never, ever vote Conservative.
Wow.
Federally, no.
That's our personal opinion. In 2001, they lowered interest rates to 1%, avoid a crash. Doing that caused a crash 2008, and then they fixed 2008 by making another bubble, aka what's next. Yeah.
Oh, great.
And yeah, so it's something's due to happen. If they vote for Trutard, that scares me. Well,
Trutard. I never heard that one before.
I don't know what it is. There's some.
I don't know who they mean,
and
though.
This is our modern politics too. It's like it's not even based on, platforms anymore. It's all about name calling.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's no civil discord anymore. Can we have diametrically opposed opinions still be civil to each other? I know that for a fact that some of us here in in our chat today have different political points of view than Shelley or I personally held,
fine.
and that's fine. It's just as if but we
what a
need
free
to
country's
acknowledge
about.
that
It's
we need to
Work
care
together.
about our weakest.
Yeah.
We need to care about our weakest, not our corporations so much. I mean, let's just be clear on that. Let's see. Linda, fight wars with robots in any arena. UN owns the robots and rents rents them out equal numbers to all sides. Then big government have no advantage. Yeah, I like that.
That's not bad. I like that. That's a good idea.
That is when Al Brexit is Nines Kadudi is saying. Al Brexit, Brexit, then there's the Alberta Brexit.
Oh, Al Brexit
movement. Yeah, Al
Brexit.
Al Brexit. So that's yeah. And this is I think I think there's some strength in numbers. that while we, but it just means, I don't know, like, how do we do it? Because for Canada is an interesting thing. We have a very long and different history than the Americans, and we're spread out across, an equal space, but the area is so much vaster, and our population is so much less. And the political spectrum is far wider across the country than it is in the United States as well. And this is the beauty of Canada, the fact that we can have all these different points of view, but we protect each other and maintain this federation. And one of the interesting things about the Canadian Federation is that we have strong provincial governments and a weaker federal government. And we have responsibilities that we do provincially and allow the sort of certain external things that is primarily in the realm of our federal government. But if it did, I'd move there. Good riddance. Yeah, let's take a moment to be glad at least we don't have Trump. And I personally agree with you, Linda, but it's like, you get the government you deserve, eh?
Well, that's sometimes.
And I have to say, I know for a fact that Trump's comment there about those Democratic senators, are they senators?
Yeah,
that's
think
racist.
So.
Absolutely racist.
Oh yeah.
There's no excuse. There's no that guy should be vilified and dragged over the coals for that comment.
Yes, I agree.
You do not, as a leader of your country, start saying, "Hey, you citizens of my country are not really citizens because you look wrong." Take that, Trump.
Yep.
Take that and sniff it good.
Yep.
Asshole. Speaking of federations, Trekkie's here since. Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's
Trekkies.
Yeah, there's there was
sure if you said Trekkies.
If you
or
go to
Turkeys.
Ars Technica, there's you can see I don't know where the flyer for that is, but they have a review. They show the flyer for Picard is the new series.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't read the article because I'm all sort of like next generation out.
Oh yeah.
7 years was enough. And it's basically saying it's like the next generation type thing. So there you are. Yeah. I think it's supposed to be good. Let me see. Nine says, I was shocked to see today's polls for the choices in the provinces where BC gave majority Conservatives.
Really?
In BC, that never happened before. That's bizarre.
That is odd. What's going on over there? Why?
Well, we can look that up.
Don't know what's going on.
It'd be interesting. Yeah, that's so far removed from us, and we were concerned with our personal issues here too. I mean, we're just getting this. No, our province, like our life, like personal lives, just getting parking for next week for God's sakes.
Yes. Well, that's just insane.
At reviewing, playing, and more. We live here, but it will be scary to separate. I would, I think. Just I let's see what happens to the English first. I have to laugh because Boris, what's his name, is going to be
Johnson.
Johnson is going to be the prime minister there.
Oh, he is.
Come on.
There are two guys vying for it. Him and
Boris is probably going to get it. I mean, that's just a joke waiting to happen. Plus, they got suckered into maybe to attack Iran now. And
oh, great! That would be brilliant. Oops, that's not good.
I don't know. It's like
listen to that.
What happened to the Curly and Moe? What is it? The Three Stooges? It's the One Stooge now in England. So yeah, I don't know. The thing is, if Alberta separates and they go, hey, we got gas for sale, you still have to get it to market. Well, unless you go up north and ship it to Russia, and they'll go, hey, nice, good luck with that. And that's all you got, though. After the oil and the cattle, I mean, people are not buying beef that much anymore, and that oil is shitty oil, and then you separate and you go...
it's not shitty oil, it's dirty oil. It's got to be refined.
Yeah, it's a frame of reference, whatever. But, neither here nor there. I mean, do you want to sit on it a generation or two before you can actually sell it?
Probably not.
Good luck with that.
Got to live in the meantime.
Well, but the rest of Canada will let you come back, no problems. We'll change the terms, though.
Well,
You'll have to clean up our dishes every day now, forever.
Oh, right. Well, they never did let Quebec get away, and they tried.
Well, no, they voted. They got the
I
vote.
know, but then they had to have another vote because it was so close, 49-51 or something like that.
Did they?
Yep.
Harry, Curly, and Moe all in one package make Trump.
Yeah. That's a good one.
What about Alberta going NDP? I know.
What?
They did. Well, it's over now. I mean, they voted the NDP in.
Brief. I never heard about that.
You
I completely missed.
That was like last year. It was like when the last
Oh,
government was NDP.
Oh, okay.
Because the Alberta,
how did that happen?
We're just fed up. I mean, with the infighting. I guess the conservatives say you're not conservative enough.
Oh, geez.
You're not conservative enough. I want you to be more conservative because if you're not going to be conservative, then you're really a commie. And if you're a commie, I'm not voting for you. So I'm going to make a new party which is going to be more conservative than your conservatives, and then we'll be the real conservative. And you can go.
Oh yeah.
And then people got tired of that and said, "Okay, screw you all. We're getting those guys in."
Wow.
And of course, everybody they can't win because everything is so fucked up from the last governments. So then they made it look bad and they blame everything on the NDP, just like we discussed,
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's what happens in this province all the time. They always blame the Conservatives blame the Liberals or whoever was in last was the Liberals usually. Well, yeah, the NDP hasn't been in for a long time.
Quebec crashed the housing market, and my parents got their first house super cheap.
Oh, hey, well,
yeah,
that's good.
And people sure love their oil, but I don't know. The electric car is coming, my friend. The electric car is coming. It's going to save everybody. What are you going to do with your stinking oil then? Huh? Come on, ask yourself that. What are you going to do with your oil when everybody's got an electric car? Huh?
And then everybody's going vegan too, so what are you going to do about all that beef?
Okay, this conversation is getting a bit too much. Lol, we are planting trees. That is good. Yes, exactly.
By the way,
all right.
Wait a minute. I just want to add, I am not vegan. I like a good steak.
Yeah.
So does he.
Yeah, so do I. All right, it's time for cats. Bring the cats on.
And we drive a vehicle that is not electric.
Bring the cats on.
Yes,
I got
okay.
the cats.
Okay, cats. Let's have it. Let's go with cats. Yeah.
Guess what, folks? I've been ranting for almost an hour.
You've been ranting?
Well, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
With your help.
I guess. Oh, I've been co-ranting.
Co-ranting.
Co-ranter.
Let's see. Use the oil to make batteries, roads, tires, plastic parts to keep the whole thing going. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Still, it's a drop in the bucket for gasoline.
Yeah. Oh, come on now. You need it for...
Poke.
Oh, he's terrible.
I got your buttons. I got them right here.
That's what he does. Yeah, he takes people's buttons and he sits there and presses them all day long. He loves it. He's got a whole rack of my buttons.
But don't press one of mine because it'll be going...
That's exactly
right. That's my button. Don't press that. It's unfair. I never do that to you.
Yes, you do.
No, never.
He's got double standards, as you may have noticed.
I don't have double standards.
You have quadruple standards, is that it?
It's time
and they all favor you.
It's time for a song.
Oh, yes, of course.
I don't have double standards. They are standards of one. It just means that I matter more than you. I don't have double standards. No.
Yes.
I don't have double standards.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You do.
I do not.
You do.
All it means is my standards matter more than you. What internet is that? Instrument. That is I don't know. It's a kalimba?
Kalimba, yeah, I guess that's
kalimba
the name.
something.
Somebody informed us of what it is. We call it the finger piano. As we don't know
the proper name has more,
kalimba.
but I think it's kalimba.
It's got a nice sound to it.
It does, actually.
Much more interesting than finger piano.
So, final words for the week. Let us put this conversation behind us. The title of last week's show, Que sera, sera, whatever will be. What we need to do is ensure that we treat ourselves with kindness, be gentle with ourselves, be gentle and kind to our friends and neighbors, and even those we don't like. If we can do that, accomplish that, we will survive to another day, and hopefully so will we all.
Oh, for goodness sake. You mean I have to like people I don't like?
No, I never said like them. So. I said be kind to them.
I don't want to be kind to them. I most especially don't want to be kind to them.
Especially the ones that screw up our parking. Screw those guys.
That's right. Screw you, you lizard.
Screw you, you lizard.
Not you guys. The jerks messing up our parking.
Let's see. It's been nice to catch most of the show. Hope to be back for future. Thank you, Everyday Journey. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for showing up.
In the future, like once... my gloves are on backwards. Once I will actually have things prepared at some point. Yeah, really, everybody that came today is, I think, relatively speaking, this was a really big crowd for us. So
how many people are we talking about?
I don't know, like 8, something like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's
good.
see. Can't have too many trees. They cut the winter wind, reduce the need for heating, shade the house, and lower air conditioning costs. Plus, make oxygen. Trees are good.
Trees are
and
awesome.
They capture carbon. Well said, Zoa Langford. Thank you, Zoa. Be kind even if they say, don't give up your day job.
Right.
That's right, exactly. And maybe more. Yes, it's a kalimba. A kalimba.
Thanks.
There we are, folks. We made the hour. Have a good week.
Yes.
Until next week.
Live long and prosper.
Yes, live long and prosper.
And like cats.
And like cats.
Adopt a cat.
Adopt a cat.
If you like this show, if you like it, please subscribe.